with you, Sarah, because at the end of the day, if they did know they were going to settle, he makes a good point. Why not do it before all of this began?
Yeah, I'm not convinced that they did know. They might have been in settlement discussions, but a settlement can blow up at any point, right? And so if they did know, it's very interesting timing. I'm not convinced. They were probably in discussions for many months and came to some sort of some closure at this interesting time. It's my hope that there was no malice going on behind the scenes.
Julia, when this was announced on Friday, were there shockwaves through the courthouse? I mean, what was the general sense around not only the reporter pool, but just anyone that you were able to come in contact with?
Well, really, you didn't know what was going on inside the courthouse because it is so protected, because it's so limited in who's inside. Jury selection was still going on when this announcement was made, so you didn't hear about it actually in the courthouse. But we know from our producers who were on the ground in a hotel area that the mayor was in this lobby with the attorneys for George Floyd's family before that announcement was made. They were meeting, so it's possible that it really was a settlement that happened right before that announcement, that they made those final decisions on it, and then that announcement came about an hour and a half after that.
Yeah, they love to announce that big news on Friday afternoons. All right, Robin Nesbitt says, well, of course it will affect the trial. That's why they paid out at the same time the jury selection started. So there's a suggestion there, Sarah, that they actually planned it this way.
Again, I can't stress enough that the civil process and the criminal process are two different things, with all different lawyers, all different people, and really different agendas, right? Civil attorneys don't have anything to do with the prosecution of Chauvin, right? So I think they're two independent things. I think they have been occurring at the same time, but these are two different sets of people doing two different things with two different objectives.
Yeah, Julia, today there's a lot of conspiracy theories running around, but the state was pretty clear in court today that they had no connection at all to this.
They say that they can't control the media, they can't control what the city does, and it was not anything that had to do with their prosecution of this case. But the defense accused them of leaking this information, of having something to do with it, saying this is the third time they've leaked sensitive information, also bringing up the fact that the mayor is an attorney and that the city council member, who is the son of Keith Ellison, the attorney general prosecuting this case, they are all lawyers and should have known better.
Yeah, it's an interesting argument. All right, let's move on to our next comment from Rhonda Willis. Let's see. People who will be jurors saw or will see this video of murder, case closed, hashtag justice for George Floyd. All right, she takes a little different approach. She's saying, okay, we heard information about this settlement, but really the key is let's keep our eye on the prize, that it's all about this particular video. Right, Julia?
It is. That's what the trial is about, and that's what the trial is going to determine as far as whether this was murder or whether Derek Chauvin is going to be acquitted. But it's something that's unavoidable, because even today, right after that argument between these attorneys over this issue, the very next potential juror who came into the courthouse said she had an opinion change based on something she saw over the weekend. That was that news about the settlement that she said she inadvertently heard on the radio. So it's not something you can just sweep under the rug. Potential jurors are hearing this, and in this case, one woman saying it changed her mind.
Sarah Klein, I'm not sure I bought that argument from that woman. I'm not sure that she wanted to be on this jury. Sounded like she maybe wanted to get off, because she's, on one hand, she said she had a full understanding that it's about preponderance of the evidence, or 51% of the evidence, which is not the reasonable, beyond a reasonable doubt standard, but yet I didn't quite buy her argument there.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. One thing that I've loved, though, about listening to jury selection is that most of the jurors there seem to have a real value behind performing civic duty. I think they've come in honest. I think they've come in forthcoming, some of them emotional. for different reasons, and really sort of brutally telling the truth, because it seems like they do want to do the right thing. And that's something that I really applaud these people for. And I applaud Judge Cahill for his demeanor with each of the jurors,
No
potential
question.
jurors.
Yeah, he's been great. And one quick last one here. Amy Williams, he'll get acquitted because of the settlement. Just watch. Tricky, tricky, but it will work. That was what I was talking about earlier, Sarah, the idea that's floating around the internet that this is some kind of payoff.
Yeah, I guess we will see how this plays out. Obviously the city did not want to get into civil litigation. Things always get worse for defendants in a civil suit the more time that goes on. So we'll see.
All right. Well, Sarah Klein, Julia Janae, thank you both for all your help tonight. You'll see more of our coverage of Minnesota versus Derek Chauvin, the George Floyd trial, right after a quick